Welcome everyone to Holistic Life Transformation. My name is Renee and you're watching the Freeletics review. This is part of an entire review series that I started in order to share what kind of tools I use and what I found useful for myself, and hope that by doing these reviews you can get something out of them as well and get some insights about or into the tools that I use, and you then may or may not decide to do the same or something similar. So why would I do Freeletics, or what is this all about? If you think about holistic life transformation, what my website is about and this channel is about, we want to live in alignment with who we are, and one of very important key element is to do some workouts once in a while, or better often, more often than just once in a while. So this is in order to get this balance of your body, your mind, your soul, all this harmony, which allows you to act from the inside out and not being driven by your outside world, your anxieties, your fear, just to get this clarity and the, the awareness that you actually are in charge, that you can do whatever you want. And with this being said, let's dive into this review. I'm doing now Freeletics for a couple of years already, and over the last years there have been quite some changes in the app. And at the beginning there wasn't even an app, it was just a website, and they changed it to be an app for Android and for iPhones and for iOS. And yeah, last year I did a review already, and this should be now my third review in total. And there have been some changes, which I'm quite happy about, and I will share them with you in a second. Why do I do Freeletics? For me, it is a very good tool or good app because it allows me to stay independent of any locations or of any tools, because I'm in my current job, I'm traveling a lot, and on a constant basis, I am traveling to different cities, countries, environments, hotels, and so on. And it just would never allow me to have a consistent workout or training regime or training routine. And with this app, I can say I have no more excuses left. I have a framework that allows me to do the training in a structured way, not just doing some push-ups here, some sit-ups over there, just without any frame, without any structure behind it. I used to do this a lot in the past, and as you may imagine, that didn't result, or the results were negligible, so I didn't really achieve what I wanted to achieve. And over the last couple of years, I used Freeletics on a consistent basis for most of the time. I didn't always, I had some breaks in between, and mainly because about what I will share with you in a second, I, for example, couldn't do a particular workout which involved, for example, it took like a pull-up, like I need a pull-up bar. I couldn't do it, and I ended up delaying my workouts because of that. But there's now an improvement for that in this particular new version of Freeletics. And so let's just get started. I will quickly walk you through the entire app, and then we have a closer look into the actual coach options which are new. So yeah, we are here at the workout sections where you can basically choose which workout you want to do. If you don't use the coach, or you just get an idea what is available from exercise point of view, here they are listed alphabetically, and there are, I didn't count them, but there are lots of them. You can do them on a, yeah, you just can select them and do them if you want, just like this. Press start and do your thing. You have also training spots where you can basically have a look with who you want to train, which area, and around you, so you can meet with other people. You can do sprints and runs, which is another app which I'm not using at the moment, so I cannot tell you anything about that. And of course you have these workouts, which are basically named after these Greek gods and goddesses. And this was how it all started with Freeletics. And at the beginning there used to be a lot of these type of workouts, and now I feel like it's much more fine-tuned to your actual needs, to your actual goals, training goals. And within the coach, it is, I think, a very nice mix of this type of workouts and also interval training, and with focus on your certain body parts, which in my opinion, increases the efficiency of the training. Let's say that. And so here you have an overview of all the workouts. I will not go into much detail right here, other than showing you. Let's go back first. Here's the coach, which I will show you in a second. This is how it looks like when you selected the coach, special coach program. But I will now go on this view. Okay, so you see, this is week 1. I didn't do anything yet for this particular video. I started over again, and I will just change my training journey so you can basically see, when you do this, everything will be deleted from what you did so far. Not your points, not your level, but just if you have already started this week, you would start over, or a couple of weeks. So I will change to show you how it all starts. So first you select your gender. I go for male this time. And so select this one. Then you can say what my top 3 goals are. In my case, I choose build muscles, burn fat, and improve my fitness. You can also, I think, add some other stuff. So you can select these goals. Could say relieve stress or increase endurance, whatever fits for you. For me, I will keep it that way. I want to build more muscles on a later stage. I want to burn more fat. But for now, my priority lies on that, I would say. So choose your top 3 goals. Then your fitness level. So this one, you can choose between different levels. When you sit on the floor, you have trouble standing up. I lose my breath when walking up a couple flight of stairs. I occasionally exercise enough to break a sweat. Exercise regularly, twice a week. Dedicated fitness, train most days. And I'm really fit. So for me, during Christmas, or this last 1 or 2 weeks of December, I would be somewhere here. Now I would be more in this range, I would say. And what I like about this, you basically, wherever you are, you can start from where you are, where you're right now at the moment. You don't need to be super fit to use Freeletics. The exercises and workouts might be or seem overwhelming. You could just look at them like we did before, outside of the coach. But here you can adjust, and if you find yourself choosing the wrong one here, you can always go back and change it again, or do also your fitness test where you basically assess your own fitness. So here your details, date of birth, weight, and height. I'm not sure about my weight, to be honest. I hope it's it's around 80. So here you can select. I'm not 100% sure how much it is, but it should be about right. So then you get here your next training journey. So now this is actually new. So you have different training journeys which are stretching over a couple of weeks, and normally they will end with a hell week, which is basically a final push, a week where you, in my experience, have like 7 days of daily training, and normally you can select up to 5, I think 2 to 5 trainings a week, and hell week will be then 7 days in the last week, and this will be then your final week and you complete your training journey. And so what do we have here? We have, you see also I have the coach recommendation based on what I entered before and the current level I have. So here you can look. It's cardio, muscle. So both are kind of equally distributed here. Equipment optional, 30 to 60-minute sessions. And basically the results that you aim for: lean muscle, run faster, increase strength and conditioning. And here is your overview. Week 1, test your performance and give your coach feedback. The assessment week then follows the custom training and the hell week at the end. And after this you can either do it again or just choose another journey. I could press start now, but I want to show you the other ones as well. So we go back. This is now recommended for me. You can also choose this one, hybrid strength, also 12 weeks. Here you need more tools, barbell, rack, bench. This is for me particularly not applicable because I don't always have access to these. Some hotels, the only thing actually I always need is a pull-up bar or some sort of rack where I can, or like a bar where I can make my pull-ups or the bar dips and straight bar dips, I think it's called. That's all I'm looking for, but most hotels or places don't have these, which is very unfortunate. They have all kinds of fitness tools, but almost never a pull-up bar. But sometimes when you look outdoor, there are places where you can actually do your pull-ups and do your sessions, and yeah, but I will come to that later. So what is here is, see the results. So this is more gym training, I would say. Also 12 weeks. If you're into that, we can choose that one. Barbell gain. This is really focus on muscles, gaining muscles. using a barbell. So if you have one, you can go for it. And the last one, I guess, I know there are more, Freeletics Hardcore. So this one, I would assume if you're already quite into it, if you're a dedicated free athlete and you don't fear anything, then you can go for this. So assessment week again, 2 to 6 training days, weeks, and the hell week at the end, and then followed by a deload week. So I think this is kind of if you have gone through some of the other journeys, you can go for this one, or already in a very fit stage at the moment. And this is basically what I wanted to choose before, or what I did before I did this video. I did 1 week of this one, where in my opinion this is the closest to the original Freeletics idea. Also, of course, the hardcore version, but this is kind of the starting version in my opinion. So you have only the body weight that you use and some cardio, and yeah, I think this is a good one to start, or the one that is recommended for me in this case. So I think these are this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different training journeys. And let's just go into this one. Say, okay, I'm going for this, start training journey. And okay, I think I can answer this question with yes and continue. So here you can say how many training days you want. And for me, I found out for myself that I go better for 5. This might sound like a lot, but here what I found out for myself, that the more often you do something, the easier it gets. And it has to feel like almost like a daily thing that you do. And this helps me to actually stay in the flow, to do the thing, and this helps me actually to follow through. Because if I do like only, let's say, 2 or 3 times a week, I have too many days in between where I don't do anything. So it will be much harder to get back to the training. And if you have a 5 5 days trainings a week and you miss one, you still have 4, or you still have 3 times a week. So you set your goals to bar higher, and of course you try to achieve it. But I feel like to get started, it is better to have kind of a daily routine, which makes it easier in the long run. If you have another thing you like to do, like you have another sport which you like a team sport, or you go to swim or running, whatever it is, you might actually select 3, 4, or 2 only. If you say you're preparing for a marathon, you run a lot, but you just want to get some extra muscle or extra physical strength, which is also important if you want to be a good runner, to have these muscles that help you to run better. And so whatever it is for you, you can select it here. If you do only Freeletics, like me, for most of the time, I would recommend to go for a higher frequency. So this being said, let's select this one, and okay, equipment. So here is what you can select, what should normally be part of your equipment. For me, it is not always easy to get a pull-up bar or a low bar. So I had times when I used a chair or a table in the hotel room, or a wardrobe to do some pull-ups. Yeah, it's not fun. Don't do that. There's another option in the training days, where you can actually deselect what's available to you, which I will show you in a second. For now, I will go with these 5. And limitations. So if you feel any pain or you have any limitations that you feel you should not do or cannot do at the moment, you can select these here. If your physician tells you not to do something, or just know at this moment you cannot do it, you can select it. But ideally, of course, you want to train all parts of your body. So ideally, you don't have any limitations, but you can take them into account. And here you have sprints and runs, which are always also good for your overall fitness if you include them. So the more you select, the better it is for your training results, but you can always deselect stuff to don't have excuses that keep you from training in the first place, which is always better. So this being said, I selected all, and here's the first week. As you see, I have 5 training days, and let's have a look in the first one. So you always start with a dynamic warm-up, which I can recommend to do always. And then you have these intervals where you focus on your technique and not so much on the time. So you take your time, do the thing, and have basically this interval training. And as you see here, this is basically mostly leg. So a lot of squats, no equipment needed. So after this, going to the next one, going for the pull-up bar. And as you see here, it might look or it seem much or not seem so much, but trust me, if you do these things, you will be surprised how hard they can be if you've never done them before. And next one is 25 high jumps. So this would be the first day. You do your cool down, and then you've done your day. And you would go then through all these days. So just let's maybe go through this week. And what I want to show you, here we have a pull-up. We need a pull-up bar in order to do the interval training. But now it might be that you actually don't have a pull-up bar. Like me, I'm in the hotel room, or your pull-up bar is in the park because you cannot use one at home, and you have an outdoor training field, but it's raining, it's storm, something's going on, you cannot go out. You can select on top the 2x2 option, which is an option to work on an area of 2 × 2 meters, which is basically your body height or body size. So if you're bigger than 2 meters taller, you might need 2.2 or something times 2.2. And so in this case, you will see that first you have Skilla, the workout, which includes pull-ups. If you select 2x2, you will get another workout. And in this case, you just do something else, which is supposed to have somewhat like a similar effect, I would say. You train your arms, you train your legs, okay? Push-ups and clapping push-ups instead of pull-ups and what you saw before. So it is an alternative. And in the past, when I could not select this, I ended up not doing the exercise. I didn't want to skip it. I didn't want to do something else, or I would have to do it, but replace a pull-up, which I couldn't do with something like a push-up, and I didn't give myself a star for the training. When you do your training and you do it according to the technique, to the instructions, you can give yourself a star for saying I did the correct technique. But it can be quite demotivating if you just don't give yourself a star because you cannot do it. And here you get the option to actually select this 2x2 option. The only thing is, if you already started to do some of the trainings, like in this case number 1, 2, and 3, let's say here 1, 2, and 3, you did it, but you then decide to go for the 2x2 option, some of the things you did before might be deleted. So if you find out, in this case, toe touch crunches are similar, but the mania and the scylla will change. So if you have more exercises throughout the day, like another 3 or 4 that you have to do, and you realize that your third one or fourth one is actually an exercise where you need a pull-up bar and you don't have it, and you change afterwards, all the rest will be gone. So just make sure before you start the training that you have everything in place, and if you don't have it, change to 2x2 and get started from there to avoid any unnecessary frustration and so on. So then you go through your days and do your thing, and at the end of the week you arrive at a place where you have done everything. You finish the week and you continue with your training journey. And yeah, this is basically what's new in this year. And as you see here, you can always, if you already have your training plan and something changes, you can go here and you have the training plan and you have you on top. So you go there and you see your points times the time you trained, your training days. So, and you also your limitations, but you cannot actually change them at this moment. But when you find yourself having these limitations, you would have to change them the next week. So here you have actually the overview of your settings. And so this is basically it. And if you say, okay, I want to change my training journey or reset your coach, which will basically, if you did Freeletics for a while and you reset your coach, you will basically do the fitness test again from the beginning, and then it starts counting your levels. I think you will lose all your levels, but your points stay the same. Yeah, you repeat the athlete assessment and your past performance will be gone, but everything you did so far will not be taken into account, only what you do from that point on. It might be quite useful if you had a longer training, like Freeletics training sessions before, and you for some reason you stopped doing it, you had an accident, or you you had Christmas in between, or anything which would throw you off a bit, and you feel like you're not as strong as you were before, so you might reset it, start again. Or on the other hand, you're much stronger because you did something else than Freeletics. So here you can reset it, which I will not do at the moment. Change training journey, yes, change it. And then you are here again, where you select what you want to do. So this was my updated Freeletics review for 2019. If you like the video, the review, or have any feedback to give, please let me know. And feel free to check out my other review videos, which are not normally about sports or this type of apps. I'm interested in developing myself, and I'm trying different programs that help me to align myself with my purpose, live from the inside out, and to design my life in a way that helps me to live my best possible life, and from my inner power, and doing inspired actions and conscious creation and loving myself and so on. So basically, I aim for a holistic lifestyle, and if you want to know more about that, you can follow me on Facebook, watch some of my other videos, which will be continuously uploading. And you also can check out my website. The description you will find, or the details you will find in the description. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you soon in my next videos or on my Facebook page. Thank you for watching, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.